Hey! Gato uomo PCS. Hey! Simon Epka and the Finland president has finished surveying the venue for Biafran Convention and Biafran Declaration 2024. Ejinwayo maka na onye ji nwayọ na-eme gịnị ga-atụ ụsọ ọjị. Ọ ga-atụ ụsọ ọjị. Onye ọbụla fakwuo onye lachara ofe ga-ekwu ife ọ lachatara mgbe ọ lachara ofe ka ghara ịtụzi asị. And the most important thing we must conclude here is very simple. Our works of freedom must be achieved and actualized in a very big format. We must stay consecutively to every areas that we push ourselves, that we find ourselves in every way, in every format. I will say it with my full chest. We are victoriously making sense on daily basis. But what matters more is that we will no longer watch them defeat us because they are not crying. Yes. So the convention center has been well surveyed. It has been surveyed appropriately, divinely, and more enormously wise. And that's where the game has just started. We must come together to look into things the way it is. The way it is. Because whether they like it or not, all the game has changed. Now that they know that Simon Epka is close to the president of the Finnish government, they are now wondering, I will reveal to you people what happened when we are not around. Because most importantly is that the game has changed. The game has changed the way it should be. And by so doing, we would get to analyze, more importantly, everything that must be done. So, as we push through the divine situation, let's again understand that there are bigger pictures in everything you do. Bigger pictures in everything you do. So, because as we continue in that path, that justification, that hormone, that angle, we must again help ourselves out and tell ourselves the truth. Biafra is what the world is discussing about now. Biafra is what the world is discussing right now. There's no need of shouting. And we're heading there. See, there is a big threat to our status quo. Very big threat to our status quo. Northern governors cries out after Biafran self-referendum is now being carried out in the United Nations and equally in Finland, where Prime Minister Simon Epka is based. Big threat to our soil. The northern governors are now crying because they will be the one to lose. You see, let's make it very straight and very simple. Whatever you do in life, be very careful not to offend an Igbo man. Be very careful. There's a reason for that. Do not offend an Igbo man because they are the real harvesters of the soil. Those who get engaged to every pre-orders that is on the table. We're moving with so much speed, and our speed is well replaced by every means possible. Yes, we cannot stay down-rooted, we cannot be thrown aboard, and we cannot be made to feel low of ourselves. Things must happen the way it is. Things must keep going the way it should go. But one of the most important things here that most of you don't understand is that the northern governors have several oil wells in Biafran land, and that is why it is impossible for them to leave Biafrans. Yes, that is why it is impossible for them to leave Biafrans. But we must stay connected in every areas that we are doing, in every things that we are spreading, in every word that we have in mind. And by so doing, as we continue that path, let's equally understand that there is a game that is changing for good. The Biafran self-referendum is now being the way it should end. And people are now understanding that games are changing a lot of ways. A lot of ways. That's the whole situation room. So as we ride for freedom, as we push through our very daily life, and as we continue that path where everybody must see the light and the wave that we preach, let's equally understand that the game has changed and nothing will spoil in any area of our life. So whoever that is crying can cry, whoever that is weeping should weep. But one thing is very important, that we must continue to spread this gospel the way it should be spread. And by so doing, everything will be made more eloquently focused on our daily lives. Games have changed, things have become the way it should become. And by so doing, we must stand at ease to make the necessary benefits. So, let's gather ourselves together and continue in that path where everybody, you must stay obviously ready for the things that has to be done the way it should be done. Biafra is already on its way, and people are already crying. People are already crying because the game has changed. Victory, victory, victory. And by so doing, everything will be made the way it should be made. We are journeying to life. More good news, more effort.